Currently on my 11th year.
And how long have you been with the South District?
I would say about 8 years. I started in the East District.
And what's your current rank?
P.O.
Patrol officer?
Yep.
And what are the duties and responsibilities of a patrol officer?
To protect the citizens, uphold the law, and do my daily duties as a police officer.
I want to draw your attention to March 24th, 2018. Do you recall whether or not you were working on that day?
Yes.
What shift?
Midnight tour.
What time does the midnight tour start?
Back then, I believe it was still between either you're working at 2,300 hours,
So
11 p.m.
11.
or 12 p.m. But I started at 11 p.m.
So you started at 11 p.m. on 3/24/18?
Correct.
And what time did you finish your shift?
It would be at 0700.
Okay, so that would be 7
7
a.m.
a.m.
on March 24th,
Correct.
2018.
Correct.
Do you recall what your assignment was?
I was SD1, which is a post.
Tell us what that is.
Post is basically SD1 at that time was a fixed post, which means you're stationary. So we just stayed at SD1. Its assignment is to be posted on Wakeman and Ocean. So we just stayed on Wakeman and Ocean for the duration of our tour.
And do you work alone or with a partner?
I would partner.
Are you in uniform or
Uniform.
are you on foot, in a car?
In a car.
In a car. That night, were you in a car?
Correct.
Was it one of the sedans that we see, an SUV?
SUV.
An SUV.
Correct.
Do you recall who your partner was that night?
Police officer Leslie Chavalier.
And have you been partnered up with her before?
Yes.
She's still your partner?
No, she's a detective now.
All right. Did you always, were you always assigned to the fixed post, or did you get other assignments?
Other assignments, just random.
And when you were assigned fixed post on the midnight tour starting on March 24th to March 25th, do you recall what your duties and responsibilities were that night?
Just to be stationary, be a police present, and to deter any crimes in the area.
To deter any crimes?
Yeah.
Now, when you're, I'm assuming you're parked on Ocean
Correct.
Avenue then?
Correct.
Do you leave the car on or off?
We leave it running without overheads on.
At all
Yes,
times,
yes,
the
correct.
entire shift?
The entire shift.
Were you the passenger or the driver that
I
night?
was the driver.
Do you know, is that location monitored by CCTV cameras?
It is.
Do you know, or to the best of your knowledge, was your activity that night monitored by CCTV cameras?
Yes.
You can, what's depicted in the video?
That's me in the patrol car with my partner, Denzel Suitt, and we posted facing north on Ocean, facing towards Bidwell.
Going to time to the 2:23:53. You're moving from your fixed post. Do you recall why you were driving from your fixed post?
This is when we see a radio car comes up and parked on the corner of Bidwell and Ocean.
Who was in that radio car?
It was our supervisor for the night, Sergeant Correct.
Okay, it's Doug Peretti?
Correct.
Okay. And why were you moving from your fixed post?
To report on what transpired when we spoke to the brother, to the brother.
Oh,
Yeah, he said the brother, when he said that his brother was
Okay, so
robbed.
I'm gonna stop you there, because I
Okay.
don't, we're gonna get to that, I just
Okay,
don't want you
okay,
to tell me what somebody else told you.
Okay,
So, while you and Officer Chalaria were at your fixed post, did you come into contact with the civilian?
correct.
Was it a male or a female?
Ma'am.
And, do you recall, did that civilian, want to speak with you guys?
Yes.
And, did he approach on foot, in a car?
Foot.
Okay. And did he speak to you guys?
Yes, he did.
And was he talking to both of you or one of you?
He was just talking to the vehicle.
Okay. Was he standing on the sidewalk?
On the
with you,
sidewalk.
or-
On the sidewalk.
Okay. And after speaking with this individual, did you get his name?
No.
Did you get any address or contact information?
No.
After speaking, how long were you speaking with this individual?
It's about probably like five to 10 minutes.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure the approximate times.
And from this conversation, was he, do you recall, did you learn he was making some type of allegation?
Yeah.
And was he requesting police assistance?
Yes.
What happened next? What did you do after you spoke with this individual?
What did we do after he walked off? We asked him to speak to the brother, and that as he said,
Don't tell me what he said, just tell me what he
okay.
said.
And then after then we reported to Sergeant Gray.
Okay, you indicated he walked off, correct? Did you tell him to walk off, or he did it on his own?
Did on
Did you follow him?
No, we didn't.
That night, as a fixed district, do you guys keep event logs, call logs of the things that you
There's
did?
also call sheets.
Call sheet?
Correct.
Did you keep the call sheet that night?
I don't remember.
You don't know?
For that.
Do you know if you had kept the call sheet, did you record your interaction with that male?
Usually when we do interact, we put citizen contact.
Officer, I'm going to hand you S12. Do you recognize S12?
This is a call sheet for the JCPD.
Okay, and it's S12 through 18 on top, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Does it indicate what the date is of this call
It
sheet?
says 3/25/18.
And go through, just review them. Did you come across a call log that either you or your partner prepared that night?
No.
You did not prepare a call log that night, did you?
I don't remember.
After the mail approached you, or while the mail was talking to you, did either you or your partner call it out over the radio?
We did not.
Other than this video, is there any record of you having interacted with this mail?
No.
On April 22nd, 2018, were you directed to prepare a report in connection with your communication that night?
Correct.
Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is it?
That's an official document from the Jersey Police Department. We call it a 203A.
And is that your 203A?
Correct.
Who directed you to write that 203A?
Internal Affairs.
Take a minute and review your 203A, please. Does that sort of encapsulate what happened that night?
Correct.
Does it contain everything to the best of your recollection about your interaction that night? with that male?
Yes.
Did there ever come a point in time during that interaction where the male indicated he was not interested in pursuing the allegation he told you about?
That's correct.
Did you ever learn that he changed his mind?
Correct.
You did?
He said at the end, he said,
Don't tell us what he said.
I'm going to show you your report again. I'm going to ask the question again. Did you ever learn from the male that he was changing his mind in regard to the allegation he was telling you about? No? I have no further questions.
Officer, you know what you've been patrolling South District. You're familiar with Bayview Terrace?
Yes.
Is that an area, or that is an area that's part of the normal patrol of the South District, correct?
Correct.
So So if you're on patrol, I know that night, March 25th, you were a fixed post. So that's somebody that just sits in one spot where you're directed to be, correct?
Correct.
Patrol means you drive around the South District.
Correct.
And part of driving around the South District on patrol is to drive through Bayview Park, Bayview Terrace, Richard Street, all those areas, correct?
Correct.
And that's directed by somebody, a supervisor that tells you to drive through those areas, correct? And that's normal.
Correct.
Now, Ms. Crowdhammer earlier showed you a stack of log sheets, and you flipped through them. You remember that?
Yes.
And I can show them to you again if you need be, but you didn't see yours in there.
I did.
So the others that you saw, there were 7 of them. They were all other people that were working in the South District, correct?
Correct.
When you are in a fixed post, you're still supposed to do a call sheet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is it the normal practice in the South District for the passenger to do the call sheet?
Well, it's unwritten rule.
Unwritten rule?
Correct. The driver drives and the passenger listens to the radio and writes the call sheet.
And that's so people have different jobs within the patrol vehicle.
Correct.
Do you remember if that night on March 25th, if it was your duty as the driver or Officer Chevalier? And I may be mispronouncing that.
I don't remember we did the call sheet.
Okay. Did you work with that officer frequently?
Yes, we're partners.
Okay. You were partners. In your partnership, did the passenger usually do the call out?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Crowdhammer asked you a couple of times about an individual approaching your vehicle, and we watched a video of your call, and you said that did happen, right?
Yes.
You remember the guy being drunk?
Yes.
And you included that in the report, correct? And you wrote that report because you were asked to, that 203A, as you call it. That was something you were asked to.
Correct.
And Ms. Crowdhammer also asked you if you called anything over the air, right?
No.
You did not. And that was because shortly after what we watched, or during what we watched, your sergeant came.
Correct.
And he got a call from somebody else.
Correct.
You're aware of it? We believe. Okay. You didn't hear that. But at some point in time, either what we were watching or shortly thereafter, Sergeant Peretti comes in. And that was your supervisor that night?
Correct.
Okay. Do you remember, as you sit here today, about how long after the male you had spoken with, after he left, that the sergeant arrived?
I don't know the time.
Do you remember it being a long time or a short time, or you don't remember at all? Okay, that's fair. And it was a while ago, correct?
Correct.
And that's why that 203A, that refreshed your recollection as to some of what went on, correct? Now, at the end of your questioning, Ms. Crowdhammer asked you about the gentleman not wanting to follow up. You remember that?
Yes.
And you answered that, and you said that was true, correct? And that's what happened, right? Now, just back for 1 second, and I apologize, I meant to ask you this earlier. That call log, as you sit here today, you don't remember whether you did one or what was on it, right? So if I was able to show you and say, this is S, whatever it may be, and it was your call log, that would help refresh your recollection as to what happened, right? But you weren't shown that here today, correct? Thank you very much.
Officer, do you know why you weren't showing your call log today? You don't know if you wrote a call log, right?
That's correct.
You just indicated, Mr. Hirschhorn just asked you, and you agreed, that the male you and your partner interacted with indicated he didn't want to follow up.
I'm not understanding the question correctly.
I'm sorry?
Because I'm not understanding the correct
Okay.
question.
Let me re-ask it. The male that you and your partner interacted with,
Right.
during the course of the conversation, did he say anything to the effect that, never mind, forget about it?
Yes, at the end of the report, he says, forget it. I'll handle it myself.
I'll handle it myself.
Right.
He didn't ever use the word, or did he ever use the word, it was a misunderstanding?
No, not to this.
Okay. I have no further questions.